Welcome to the Government of Barbados Forms Management Solution Quick Start Guide. We will feature 3 forms: the travel form, the leave form, and the resumption of duty form. The Forms Management Solution makes available to civil servants and public officers traditional paper-based forms in an online format. There are many advantages to using the online forms, the main benefit being improved efficiency. There is also convenience, as the forms can be submitted from any device including computer, tablet, or mobile phone at any time from any location. Here is what you will need to get started using online form solutions: a device to connect, either a computer, a tablet, or a mobile phone; internet access; the portal link; your supervisor or approver's email; an active government email address. Note, if you need to have an email address created or your email password reset, contact Help Desk at 535-1275 or email us at mist.helpdesk@barbados.gov.bb. If you require a Government of Barbados official email address, please contact your supervisor. In your browser, load the portal. The homepage loads with general information about the Forms Management Portal. To get started, click Forms or scroll down. The Form Details button provides you with general information which you can read about each form. Select Complete Form. Once the form loads, you can click in the form field you would like to edit and begin typing. You may use the Tab key to move to the next form field or click on it with the mouse. When entering the date, click the calendar icon to select the month, the day, and the year. Use the arrow to the left and right of the month and year to move either forward or backward. You are not required to complete the following sections: on the leave form, that's the approval of leave section; on the traveling form, the certificate by head of department; and on the resumption of duty form, the signature of head of section or supervisor. For each form, you will be required to select your ministry, department, or agency. Click Submit and Sign to apply your signature, and when prompted, enter the appropriate name and email address of the person or persons required to sign or approve the form. The leave form. The form requires the following information to be entered: your first name, your last name, number of days for which you're eligible, and whether or not your leave will be spent in Barbados. If the required information is not entered, the form field will highlight red. Applicants' comments are optional. However, the user can enter any additional information that they may think necessary for their application. An example of this is that it can be used to state whether study leave will be spent in Barbados and vacation leave in the USA. You can apply for 3 leave periods on one application. Select the type of leave. Note that if you want to apply for training leave, select Study. The paperclip in the top left allows the user to add attachments if necessary to the application for leave. For example, the applicant may be required to upload their exam timetable if applying for study leave. The Statement of Traveling form. The invoice number is generated when the form is submitted and is not entered by the user. The applicant's name is required and the form will not be submitted without this information. Clicking the Submit and Sign button will highlight any field in red that may have an error, as well as display an error message at the bottom of the screen. This happens with all required fields such as full name, month, and year. At the top of the form, select the month and the year you are claiming for. The user must claim separate months on different forms. At least one row of data must be entered in the table. With the month and year already entered at the top of the form, the first column headed Day will be used to enter values from 1 to 31 only. In the km column, enter the kilometers traveled. In the PKM column, persons per kilometer, enter the number of passengers and not the kilometers you transported the passengers. This only applies if you provided transportation for government employees. In the Particulars column, enter the points of your journey. For example, MIST to Government of Barbados Headquarters to MIST. The type of vehicle needs to be selected only once per form. The Amount Claimed column is calculated automatically and the user is not required to enter any information there. Data may also be entered on page 2 if necessary. To submit and sign the form, scroll to page 2. Before moving on, confirm that the information entered is correct and that all necessary information is entered. The user may move on to signing the form. When the form is approved, a copy will be sent to the account section for processing using the email address you entered when completing the application. The resumption of duty form. The user must first select their ministry, department, or agency. The name of officer field must be entered or the user will be prevented from moving on. The type of leave is selected from the selection box. Once the user has entered the required information, they may proceed to sign the form. Signing the form. Once you have entered your information, check over to confirm that the information is correct. To electronically sign the document, click either Signature here or Signature of Applicant area. You can then click on the Submit and Sign button in the lower right corner. You will then be prompted to enter your full name and email address, after which you will then be prompted to add your signature. There are 3 types of signatures to choose from. If you choose Type, the name you have entered will be added automatically. If you choose Draw, you will be required to use an input device such as the mouse to write your signature. If you choose Upload Custom, it will allow you to add an image of your signature. Be sure to agree by checking the box next to I agree to electronically sign and to create a legally binding contract between the other party and myself or the entity that I am authorized to represent. Once you've checked that box, click Apply Signature. This little red reminder pops up if you have not checked the box. It is critical that you enter the correct email address. This email address will be used to send you information about the status of your application. As always, before moving on, confirm the data entered is correct and that all necessary information is entered. If the email address is not entered or entered with the incorrect format, when you click Apply Signature, the email text box is highlighted red and the user is not permitted to move on. Special caution must be taken at this step as, if the email address is entered incorrectly, such as incorrect spelling, the recipient will not receive the form. When you return to the form, you should see your signature. The button in the lower right corner now says Finalize and Submit. Click the Finalize and Submit button in the lower right corner. This is where you enter the name and email address of the person to approve your application. Click Continue. The user will receive a confirmation message on screen and they will also receive an email. Always review the data that you have entered before you submit it to check for errors. On completion, you will automatically receive an email confirmation and a PDF copy of the submitted application. We hope this information has been helpful. If you still have queries, contact your MDA or MIST Help Desk at 535-1275 or mist.helpdesk@barbados.gov.bb.